Here's what I look for when buying a used sport bike.
You can save a ton of money by buying a used jizz machine.
You want to look for obvious scrapes by the forks, by the engine covers, bar ends, the clutch and brake lever, and if the swing arm spool mount is broken,
you know that fucker's been dropped a few times.
if you start seeing holes in bolts,
For wires that have like a braided pattern, it's a good indicator that this was once safety wired for race use or dedicated track use. But to a guy like me, if I were to buy from a racer or a track day person, I'd know 1000% that the bike was well taken care of.
buying a previous race bike or dedicated track bike just means you might score a really good deal on a bike that's been taken care of.
But it could also mean that the bike's been down once or twice. But being down doesn't really mean much to me. But if you're a weenie and you care about that stuff, you might want to steer clear. Or just go to a dealer and buy fucking brand new.
To me, the biggest advantage to buying a jizz machine brand new is getting a warranty. Besides checking the chain for wear and tear, you might want to check the sprocket teeth too and make sure they don't look like crackheads' teeth. Leaks are pretty easy to spot. Check the radiator hoses, check around the thermostat housing, and if the owner's cool with it, take off the lower fairing and see if there's any oil drips. If it has a dipstick, check to see if the oil's clear. If the brakes are pulsating, the rotors could be warped. And make sure you shift it through all the gears. Check for uneven wear in the tires. Make sure there's no obvious flat spots. Sometimes it's hard to tell if the tire has any flat spots, so here's a pro tip.
When you give the seller the cash to take this on a test ride, find a straight road that's kind of empty. Get the bike up to like 30 or 40 miles an hour, then pop it into neutral and let the bike coast. Then let go of it. If the bike starts to shake or you feel any vibration, it either needs new tires or something else is off with the bike. Could be worn head bearings or a sign of uneven forks. Here's one last pro tip. Put the kickstand down, put the bike in gear, and try to start it. It shouldn't start. First S1000RR I ever bought had this weird ticking sound at cold starts. I was unsure what it was. The owner told me it was normal, but I was just unsure. So what I did was I took it to the dealership. The techs came out, started the bike, checked it out, and they told me that the ticking sound was normal. Most sport bikes actually come with a hydraulic cam chain tensioner. That tensioner is what keeps the cam chain tight, but during cold starts is when it needs time to pressurize that tensioner. So sometimes that ticking or clacking sound you're hearing is a cam gear chain being too loose. After a few minutes of idling though, it should go away.
And if you're still unsure, bring a homie.
Just don't be that one friend. Buy him lunch or suck their fucking dick.